Danielle Savoni with our first look at the weather. What a Friday to kick off the weekend.
Aren't we lucky? We've been having really nice Fridays, actually, when you look at these past 4 weeks. Is the weekend going to be nice? That's a big question because everybody has plans for the weekend, especially as things are getting warmer. Now, I will say Saturday will be a lot nicer than Sunday because Sunday, we could even see the odd snowflake. Yeah, I know. Okay, 18 degrees is the current temperature. We will likely get up to 19 before things start cooling for the day. We've had gusts up to about 45 kilometers per hour. Anywhere from 45 to 50, certainly possible for these next couple of hours before things fully quiet down for the night. Now, the story for tomorrow is that we'll have a little more cloud cover, but we'll have less wind. And temperatures will be warmer tomorrow. We'll get up to 21 degrees. So overall, a really nice day tomorrow. It's Sunday that we're looking at a completely different ball game. Temperatures are going to drop significantly, and we're looking at rain, maybe even by Sunday night, some wet snow. We'll talk about that coming up.
Once again, and you mentioned before the break, we could see some snowflakes fly over this weekend. So how much are we going to be cooling off?
We'll see that west of us, they'll see some snowflakes. We may see some here. We'll definitely see a little bit of rain. But I think the key thing is the cooler temperatures that we're going to get by Sunday, because we've now been once again getting used to this warmer, brighter weather, and then we're going to be kind of slammed with the system for Sunday. Now, we do need the moisture, but the cooler temperatures will be a bit of a, I wouldn't say shock to the system. We're not that used to warmth yet, but here we are. Anyway, 19 degrees. The current temperature, Drumheller in through Brooks, 18 in Medicine Hat and Calgary, and 17 in Banff. So we're well above normal, 3 to 5 degrees above normal in most communities in southern Alberta for today, and we're only going to get warmer. Tomorrow will be a warmer day before this next system rolls in. Now, we're warming up because of this ridge of high pressure. So the cloud cover all the way off, basically almost into the territories, and that's because that's the edge of the ridge of high pressure. So under the ridge of high pressure, it keeps things clear and stable, and that allows temperatures to climb. So what does this mean when we look at that upper air analysis? Well, in the darker green, that's the jet stream, and as you can see again, it's up near, almost near the territories. By the time we get into Sunday, this is going to really sink to the south. That's going to be over us, and because the jet stream is a storm track, it's going to drag in some cloud cover and some moisture as well. So we're no longer going to be protected by that ridge of high pressure bubble. And so Sunday, the game will change. Plus, it will allow cooler air. I will say, though, it's a one-day thing. And then by Monday, we're back to normal temperatures in the teens. So let me show you the rest of today. Today's quiet, although today we're dealing with the wind. Tomorrow, we won't have any wind, but we're going to have some clouds start to creep in. So we will still get some sunshine out there, but we'll also have some cloudy periods. Then you can see late Saturday that system developing up closer to Edmonton, down along the QE2, and off to the west. And then this will make its way down in through Sunday. So for us, it's a Sunday event here in Calgary. Most likely rain, but there will also be some mixed precipitation in with that. So maybe some wet snowflakes in some communities, maybe even some grapple, which are those little tiny snowballs. And then this slumps to the south along the mountains. And then Lethbridge may even see a little bit of this moisture, but smaller chance further to the south. For us here in Calgary and areas to the west, we have a better chance of seeing some moisture on Sunday. Again, we're not looking at anything really significant at this point for us here in Calgary, but we are looking at a bit of a gloomier day, a cooler day, and the winds will pick up, and they'll be out of the north on Sunday. So that will change the game too, because that will be a cold wind. So tomorrow, enjoy it, make the best of it. 21 degrees for a daytime high, and while it says gusts south 40, ignore that part because we're not looking at wind gusts for tomorrow. The wind gusts are back on Sunday. That will be out of the north, only a high of 9 with some mixed precipitation, but back to 15 by Monday.
My advice, focus on the good stuff.
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah. You made it.
We
you know, enjoy the weekend. Or here's the thing, indoor days are still very good days. There's things to do indoors, and you know, you get some errands done, and it's an excuse to be lazy. So Sunday's your lazy day, and Saturday is get outside and make the best of it. Take it all in. 18 degrees, current temperature. We still didn't make it to 19, but we could. 14 is normal for this time of year, 14, 15. Tomorrow we should crack 20, maybe even 21, and we're gonna have a quiet wind out of the west. And then the winds will pick up on Sunday. They will be out of the north. That will be a cold wind, only a high of 9. We're looking at some showers, even the potential of some late day snowflakes mixed in with that. But we bounce back for Monday.
So, Danielle, we're looking at kind of a half and half weekend, and the first half is when you might want to spend some time outdoors.
Yes, and just to reference the wind here for a second, the winds will be calmer tomorrow for all communities in southern Alberta. So we may have a little more cloud cover, but we'll have a little less wind, and it'll be a better hair day. That's what I can say about that. And yes, this half and half piece, Ian, Saturday is a day to be outdoors because tomorrow we'll likely get into the 20s. We'll have some sun, some cloud, and we're looking at also getting calmer winds. But by Sunday, it will be much cooler. We'll have a cold wind out of the north, and we're even looking at showers. So indoor plans for Sunday. More details on that coming up.
Danielle, I have things to do this weekend.
Okay.
And your forecast has determined when I'm going to do them.
Right. It's a half and half weekend, as we call it.
Yep.
So there's a day for outdoor stuff and there's a day for indoor stuff. Kind of everything you need this weekend. Yeah, Sunday will be a cool, gloomy, potentially wet one. Okay, 18 is the daytime high so far in Calgary today. We may get to 19 before things cool down for the day, which is a little above normal. It's also 18 in Lethbridge, Brooks, and Medicine Hat, 19 in Drumheller. You can see the warmer temperatures up to the north, 21 in Edmonton, 22 in Fort McMurray, 20 in Peace River. That will filter down, so we'll likely get into the 20s here in Calgary, many communities in the south for tomorrow. And it's been a windy day. So bright and warm, but yes, very windy, especially the further east you go, the windier it's been. So 57 kilometer per hour was the maximum gust in Drumheller, and closer to 60 in Medicine Hat. For us here in Calgary, we reached that 50 mark. So the winds will be a lot calmer. So we'll have a little more cloud cover, a little less wind for tomorrow. Just to break down the next 24 hours, we're looking at these gusts continuing really for the next few hours, and then it will die down overnight. And then we'll have a quiet wind out of the west tomorrow, just 10 kilometers per hour, maybe 15. And that will get us up to 21 degrees. There will be some sunshine, some cloudy periods. Overall, a really beautiful day to be outside. It just may not be as much sunshine as today. Looking at radar and satellite, you can see that cloud cover way up to the north. That's the edge of the ridge of high pressure. The jet stream's up there. The jet stream on this map in the darker green, that's going to start to shift. So it's going to change the game for us by Sunday. It's going to allow that colder air to move in. The jet stream's also the storm track, so it'll drag in some cloud cover, maybe even some moisture. There's a decent chance of us getting rain, even, yes, some wet snow mixed in with this in the early hours of Sunday morning. So here's a look at Saturday. Yes, some sunshine. Yes, some cloudy periods. And then late Saturday, you can see that starting to move down the QE2. And then by Sunday morning, we are looking likely at rain, but there may even be some mixed precipitation with that. It will start to die out as it heads further south, but Pincher Creek, Crosness Pass will likely see some rain and snowflakes as well with this one on Sunday. So that's a Sunday thing, a Sunday problem, as you say. 21 degrees for tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud, calm winds. The winds pick up on Sunday out of the north. That will be a cold bite. And also the daytime high will drop to 9. But it's a one-day thing. Back to the teens and where we should be temperature-wise by Monday.
Starbucking is about the journey, not the destination.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
Okay, we all have our passions.
Does that include the lemon loaf? Because that's delicious.
Maybe he gets those as well.
I want to try every golf course, never mind coffee.
That's right. You've done all the golf courses in Calgary, probably. Yeah. All right, here's an example of tourists getting their money's worth, maybe even more, on a trip. These tourists off the coast of Argentina got plenty of company when they went on a boat trip.
Wow.
A drone overhead captured a massive pod of dolphins swimming with and ahead of the boat.
Whoa.
The vessel sailed from the resort town of Las Grutas in northern Patagonia.
Can you imagine that? How
That would be
cool
so
that
amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well worth the money, but all I'm thinking is I hope those people put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
Because
and, you know what I'm thinking of, Ian?
Yep.
That the boat is bigger than the dolphin. That's always a good thing, because when you see people out with their boat is smaller than the whale.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, no whales that day. No whales.
No way.
Well, can you walk past a mirror without looking at it? This creature couldn't resist his reflection. Charlie is absolutely entranced by his shadow on the wall. Nikki Gilbert posted this video on TikTok. It has so far 500,000 likes.
Maybe Charlie thinks it's another dog or something.
I think that may be the case. Who knows what's going through Charlie's mind?
Yeah, right?
Just looking for a friend.
Yeah, could be. Well, 4 men in London will try to set a world record this weekend. These guys are in training to break the record for the fastest marathon in a 4-person costume. The costume? Scooby-Doo's Mystery Machine.
Okay.
One of the runners was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 20, and they've already reached 87% of their fundraising goal in support of Young Lives Versus Cancer. The current world record, by the way, is 4 hours and 3 minutes.
Good for them.
Yeah, really cool.
Good for them, and you wouldn't want to be the weak link in that group.
No, you'd all go down.
You don't want to slow down the other 3 guys, that's for sure.
Also, did I say whale bigger than the boat, a boat bigger than the whale?
I don't know.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay, thanks very much.
Okay, your Skywatch weather camera. Really nice day, aside from, yes, the wind. We talked about the winds picking up for this afternoon, and they certainly did, closer to 50 kilometers per hour. Now the winds will be calmer tomorrow, but we'll probably get a little less sun tomorrow. But it will be really nice to be outdoors tomorrow, and it will even be warmer than this. 18 degrees, current temperature, also the daytime high. Normal is 14 for this time of year. And as you can see, there's a lot of teens across the board here. High teens for southern Alberta. Cranbrook has it. Got to 20 today. Edmonton got to 20 today. North of Edmonton got above 20 today. That warmer air will creep in, so we will get into the 20s in most communities in southern Alberta for tomorrow. I'll show you that in just a second. Ridge of high pressure pushing those clouds way up into the territories, keeping us stable. Yes, windy, but the winds will calm down for tomorrow. So when you look at Salmon Arm, Kelowna, 23 degrees for tomorrow, Kamloops 24, Edmonton 21. There will be some instability that will start to build into Rocky Mountain House, likely Jasper as well later in the day. Calgary looking at a high of 21, Drumheller 22, and you can see a lot of 20s here as well for Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Milk River, and Brooks. There will be some sunshine, also some cloudy periods. A system will be approaching. We're looking at calm winds tomorrow, warm temperatures, and a bit of sunshine. By Sunday, though, it's a complete reversal. Cool temperatures, a cold wind gusting out of the north, and likely some mixed precipitation in the early morning hours. Back to the teens, though, by Monday. Ian?
That is a marvelous facility as well. A great place to host that event. Okay, Danielle, as soon as you talk about being above 20 degrees, that's almost magical in a way.
It is magical. You know, this is our biggest warm stretch so far this year, and we'll get over 20 likely tomorrow in Calgary. Now, we'll have a little more cloud cover, a little less wind tomorrow, and a beautiful day to be outdoors. And then we're dropping more than 10 degrees by Sunday, daytime high of 9, cold, biting, gusty winds out of the north, and likely some precipitation, especially in the morning hours on Sunday. So as we talk about half and half for the weekend. Back to the teens, though, for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And check out that. You see, that's a mountain goat, right? I may be saying this totally wrong. Don't write in, please, about that. Don McCreary, thank you. Awesome picture from
Yeah,
K Country.
incredible picture. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.